Hey boys and girls, I hope you're all having a really good Wednesday, and I'm really excited about the story that we're going to read today. I got it in the mail, I think I got it on Monday, and that was the first time I've ever read it. But it's a really good story, and a lot of people told me that it was really good, so I knew I wanted to get it for y'all. And I told you that we would be working on some harder things, like we did the character, and then we did the setting, and then today we're going to be talking about the main idea of the story. So stories sometimes teach us lessons, and today's story is going to teach us a lesson, and that's going to be the main idea, what the whole story is really all about. So in the story, I want you to listen really close and see if you can figure out what the main idea is. I'll try to give you some hints when we get close to the end. All right, so our story today is called Grumpy Monkey, and it was written by Suzanne Lang. So the author, that means that they write the words. Y'all say that. The author writes the words. Okay, and the illustrator was Max Lang. Now an illustrator draws pictures. So y'all say that. An illustrator draws pictures. Good job. So when we're reading our story, I want you to listen really close for the main idea of the story. What it's all really telling us, what kind of lesson we're learning. One wonderful day, Jim Pansy woke to discover that nothing was right. The sun was too bright, the sky was too blue, and the bananas were too sweet. Jim was confused. What's going on? Maybe you're grumpy, suggested Norman from next door. I'm not grumpy, Jim insisted. Look at Jim's face. You think Jim's grumpy? He kind of sounds grumpy to me. On his walk, he met Marabou. Jim's grumpy, Norman told Marabou. Why are you grumpy, Jim? asked Marabou. It's such a wonderful day. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. But look at how you're standing, Marabou said. It's true, said Norman. You're all hunched. So Jim loosened up. And then he ran into Lemur. Jim's grumpy, Norman told Lemur. Why are you grumpy? asked Lemur. It's such a wonderful day. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. Your eyebrows look grumpy, said Lemur. It's true, said Norman. They're all bunched up. So Jim raised his eyebrows. And then he tripped over Snake. Oh no, said Norman. That's the last thing you need when you're feeling so grumpy. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. Then why that frown? asked Snake. I think it's 'cause he tripped over you, Norman whispered to Snake. So Jim put on a smile. You think Jim's kind of faking it? That doesn't look like a real smile, does it? Finally, Jim looked happy. But he didn't really feel happy. Everyone wanted Jim to enjoy this wonderful day. You should sing with us, said the birds. Jim didn't feel like singing. You should swing with us, said the monkeys. But Jim didn't feel like swinging. You should roll with us, said the zebras. Jim didn't feel like rolling. You should stroll with us, said the peacocks. Jim didn't feel like strolling. You should lie in the grass. You should stomp your feet. You should take a bath and make a splash. You should hug someone. You should laugh. You should take a nap. You should eat old meat. Eat old meat. That sounds so gross. Or maybe some honey. You should jump up and down. You should sit in the sun. You should dance. What do you think Jim's going to think? But Jim didn't feel like doing any of that. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked everyone else. It's such a wonderful day. I'm not grumpy. There's an exclamation mark there. Y'all remember talking about those? That means that he used excitement or a very strong emotion. He's not very happy right now. I'm not grumpy, shouted Jim as he beat on his chest. He sounds a little, what do you think? Angry. I think he sounds angry. And Jim stormed off. He's stomping his feet and swinging his arms. Jim is not very happy. Jim felt sorry, a little sorry for shouting at everyone, but mostly just sorry for himself. I guess I am grumpy, Jim sighed. And just as he was starting to feel really sad, he came upon Norman. Norman was slumped, and his eyebrows were bunched, and he was frowning too. What's the matter? Are you grumpy? Asked Jim. No, I dance with Porcupine, said Norman. Looks like he got poked. Are you okay? Asked Jim. It hurts, but I'll probably feel better soon enough, said Norman. Are you still grumpy, Jim? Yes, said Jim. But I'll probably feel better soon enough too. For now, I think I just need to be a little grumpy. Yeah, it's a wonderful day to be grumpy, said Norman. And Jim agreed. And he already started to feel a little bit better. So remember, we were going to look and listen for what the main idea of the grumpy monkey was. So as you read this, you saw everyone trying to make Jim feel happy and feel better and fix his eyebrows and lift his hands. But at the end of the story, did Jim feel better? No, Jim still felt grumpy. And at the end of the story, they said that today was the perfect day for them to feel grumpy. So sometimes in life, some days you're going to feel really happy, like maybe on your birthday or on Christmas. But then other days you might kind of feel sad, like if it's raining and you really wanted to play outside, you might feel sad. Is that okay? Yeah, it's okay to have different feelings. And that's what our story's lesson is today, is that you don't always have to be happy and waving your arms in the sky. It's okay to be sad sometimes. It's okay to feel a little grumpy. But that doesn't mean that you have to be mean to everybody else. At the end of the story, him and Norman sat together and they were grumpy together. So the main idea of our story was that it's okay to feel different ways. You don't always have to be happy and shouting to the sky. So even though we cannot be together, that doesn't make me very happy. It makes me really sad. And I could cry, but I'm not going to. Because I know that all of you are doing so good and that I will get to see you all very, very soon. So I like this story so much because it got to teach me a lesson too, that it's okay that I'm sad if I'm not with you. And so if you're feeling a little sad because you're not with all of our friends at school, It's okay to feel a little sad, but tomorrow will be a better day, and you will feel better soon enough, just like Jim. I love y'all, and I'll see you on Friday with our next story. Bye.